for doing business.
Oh, well, we're ready.
Angelica, can you guys hear me?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear us?
I can see that was all for Courtney's benefit to make sure I was loud enough.
Wow.
Who scared a hall?
Yeah, yeah. I
Sorry.
jumped out of my seat, Glenda.
It's the voice in the green dot in the sky.
You can tone it down a little bit.
I don't know how to.
No, you're sounding good, loud and clear.
Okay.
You're very good.
So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the meeting today. I want to first thank everyone for being there, both in the audience and online. I hope and will extend well wishes and feeling better for our director as she is under the weather. So just wanted to let you know you're in our thoughts and just hope you're feeling better soon. If I could have a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Okay, the agenda will stand approved as presented. Also, as we voted in the last meeting to extend the time for the minutes, they will not be presented today, and the motion will move forward to be presented at a future meeting. At this point, I can turn the meeting over, I believe, to our Assistant Director, Nagy Fox.
Thank you. Yes, Corrine is under the weather, so I am standing in for her, and that's what we do. We're a team, so glad to be able to help. Okay, so just some quick office updates. Just wanted to let everyone know that the recruiting and outreach coordinator position, that is the current position that Karen Ray holds. We were hoping to get some overlap before she left so we can have someone come in while she's still here for training purposes, and we've been able to get that position posted. So that's our goal. Whether that happens, we'll see, but that is our goal, is to try to get this person in here so that they can work with Karen, and get the ball rolling. And there's a lot to learn, and so we're hoping that overlap will be very helpful.
Could it also give us time for Karen to change her mind?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So that's been done. It's open through the end of the month. And so if anybody, please spread the word. We're always looking for good folks to join our team. The next thing on the agenda is sample, or my quick update, sample audit. That is happening on Monday at 10 o'clock here at 35 Woodfin. The state board drew randomly the two sites or precincts that we have to sample for Monday, and that is precinct 5.1 and the early voting Cox Avenue site is the other one. Yep. So 5.1 had 83 ballots and Cox had 334. And so we will be on Monday. We have a team that is scheduled to be here, bipartisan. We're going to look at the top races. So for Weaverville, that would be mayor, and then the Woodfin would be the council races. And so we are ready and prepared for that on Monday. And then lastly, on your desks, and Glenda, I believe Gabrielle sent this to you via email, was just the unofficial results from Tuesday. We typically give you all a copy of that, so we just wanted you all to have that as well. So it's on your desk there in front of you, just so that you see what those results were. But of course, they'll be official on Friday when you all canvass for this election. And that is all the updates that I have.
Nagy, will you be handling the supplemental list of absentee?
I am. Yep, that I'm up next again. Yes.
All right.
So-
Yes,
I have
ma'am.
one question. I was looking at the 22.88% of folks that are registered that actually voted for a municipal election. Do we have any history about how that fits compared to other years of municipal elections?
This was an increase from previously. By how much?
Knew there were more votes, but I didn't know about the percentage. So
Oh, okay.
next time around, if you could, I'm just curious to see if we're gaining a percentage of increase or not.
Yeah.
One
I'm
thing to
pretty
have
sure we
voters,
did.
but
We can
I
definitely
think
find out. Yeah.
all we need to do is get these reports.
from last time.
And I tend to save these, so I'm happy to
Take a
dig-
look,
Yep.
please.
We'll
Yeah.
take a quick look. We can get that for you. Yep. That's a, can give you that percentage. But yes, I definitely saw an increase. Which is great. Okay. So I am presenting the supplemental absentee list, if we had any. Today, we were waiting for if we had any cures. That meant if anybody who turned in a ballot there was some type of deficiency on their envelope, we would have notified them, and they had until today at noon to cure that deficiency. And then we also had the deadline for UOCAVA, those are overseas, just to make sure if anybody mailed their ballots back. And we did not. So we have no cures, we have no UOCAVAs today. So there is no supplemental list needed for today. There isn't. But what we do have for you all today is to show you, present to you the unapproved ballots. We have gotten some after election day that unfortunately were returned after the deadline, which is very hard to see. But so we have those here. It's 3 ballots. One was returned the day right after November 5th, and 2 were returned yesterday via mail. So unfortunately, they were too late, and so they would not be accepted for this election.
I mean, I was still counting.
Yeah.
The,
Mhm.
what kind of ballots were those? The unapproved ones?
Approved ballots.
Just from, but
Provisional.
provisional. Okay, thank you.
How many?
Absentee. This is from absentee. No, this is
Absentee.
absentee. This is just absentee.
They
Unapproved
got in
absentee
too late
ballots,
with
Yeah.
you.
not provisionals, absentee. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have three that we've received so far. And the guidance that we are following for this, just to make sure that is from numbered memo 2020-25, and that is in your green absentee notebook, page 7. It does says that the board must individually review all ballot envelopes that 1, have been recommended for disapproval by staff, 2, have a cure certification associated with the ballot envelope, or 3, where staff need further guidance from the board as to whether the envelope was properly executed or the photo ID documentation meets all legal requirements. In this instance, the only applicable for this was they just returned it after the deadline. So there was no cures. And so obviously we're going to show these to you so you all can see. We've got the envelope that it came back in, and then the envelope that the actual ballot is still in, sealed. It has not been opened, nor will it be opened, since these were not reviewed or approved by the board.
And the postmarks on there.
We have some. There is one that came from that did not have a postmark, unfortunately.
Do you log those in?
Hmm?
Are those logged in somewhere in our?
Yes, these do get checked in, like in our system, and they just get checked in, and then we just put a reason returned after deadline. So that record would follow, yes, that person, yes. So if they were to call, or if they wanted to, we would be able to, provide that. So their
Well-
record is updated,
Ballot submitted but disapproved.
submitted but disapproved, correct? Yeah,
for failing to
essentially.
deadline.
Yep. So I'm going to pass these down the table along with a couple of some of these sheets. If you all would just sign, just confirming these 3. And then if I could get these back, I would appreciate it.
Did you say that's logged in Seams?
Yeah, in our registration system. Yep. Yep. The absentee module. Okay.
So thinking about the law around it, you get kicked out of Seams after so many times you haven't voted. With those people, they're entered in Seams. Does that keep them active then from that point on?
That would be a contact. when they submitted their absentee ballot, the form and all that, that would be a contact. So so that would
Yeah,
start.
they first had to submit the application.
Application, that would
So
be,
that would
Right.
then.
that
put
would
it in.
restart that clock again for them.
Yep.
Basically, they're demonstrating that they still reside at the address where we have them registered. Works out real well.
Yes. Okay, and I've got some percentages here, Sally, that you had asked about, percentages for turnout. So in 2021, we had a 19% turnout. 2023, which was, the last election, 16,
Okay,
and we're now at 22.
thank you.
So yeah,
22 and climbing.
and climbing. That's right. Thank you.
Now, on these, will they be initialed by a board member, Nagy, or just signed off here?
Just sign off on the list, please. Yes, if you don't mind doing that. And then these will get filed and archived after the election. After Friday.
Question. These numbers don't line up. Does it mean that some people just didn't vote for city council? They voted just from there.
Here, this one. See this one?
Right.
Three.
So that counted as 3 votes
So-
on this ballot,
So,
and that added.
yeah,
It would've been
if you
triple.
divide that by 3,
Uh-huh.
it's going to get really close to that number.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Don't mind me, but I feel compelled to report and put on the record that we have an absentee ballot that was mailed from Louisville, Kentucky on Saturday, October 25th, and it was received here on November 6th. That is the only one of these 3 that actually has a postmark. The other 2 are stamped, but they have no postmarks. Now, I realize this is not the Asheville Post Office doing this. Well, I hope not. But I'm hoping we can follow up with the post office because I know controversies are going to rage next year on this kind of stuff. And anything we can do to quiet down controversies now is going to help us next
And
year.
set a
Mm.
procedure.
Yeah.
Both things.
In the past, I know that the Asheville Post Office has been very cooperative with Buncombe Election Services on this kind of thing. But this poor voter put it in the mail Saturday, October 25th. Have mercy. questions, let me know, Courtney.
Okay.
That was received on the fifth, you said? Sixth.
Yeah, 13 days. It's good to have a procedure in place about this, though.
Are they legal if they're not postmarked?
Well, the difficulty we have with those three is they were all received after close of business on election day. A lot of times we are not permitted to accept them, even if everything was done right on. Just got them too late.
Okay.
We don't know when they put it in the mail, but that other one.
Well,
Yeah.
and Courtney, it could be that they had it delivered. We don't know. So it would have to be legal, even if it wasn't postmarked, and they've already got the right ballot in there and the right registration number. But they'd have to allow it to come in if they had hand delivered it here. That would not have a postmark on it
Right.
either.
Right.
Good
So-
point.
Yeah,
Good point.
that is a good point.
And that does happen. People do drop them off at the office, and they had the opportunity to drop them off at early voting sites as well.
Mhm.
But these things that didn't have postmarks had stamps. I mean, they weren't dropped off. I don't think they were dropped off. People put 3 stamps on them trying to get them in the mail.
Who knows?
I like your idea about trying to formalize some kind of procedure so that we can minimize this in the future.
Okay, shall I give these to Nagy?
I'll take them.
Sure.
Okay,
Around the horn.
here, I'll walk around.
Maybe.
She just wanted to get up, and move anyway.
Around. I did want to get up.
Mhm.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you,
Um,
board. And Nikki, is that
I-
all you need at this
I
point?
think just, I guess, maybe a motion for just to say that, the 3 received order too late and they're not, they're disapproved.
I move that the Board of Elections disapprove the 3 ballots that were presented by staff for the reason that they were not received timely by the Board of Elections.
May I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion
Okay,
carries,
thank you.
Nagy.
Thank you. That's it for absentee.
Nate, are you presenting for provisionals?
Just for reference, are we counting your vote on this, Glenda? Because I didn't hear that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair Weinert, board members, Director Duncan online, Deputy Director Cox, audience members. I am Nathaniel Spire. I'm the candidate coordinator. And today I'll be presenting the provisional ballots for you.
Thank
to
you.
review. And just like we did with the
Thank you.
absentee binder, we have a little binder with all the applicable laws, numbered memos for provisionals. Need to reference it. So I wanted to start today by just doing a quick general overview of the provisional process, focusing on how it used to be last year, because I know some of y'all were here last year, but the laws changed. So I want to talk briefly about that, the changes, and the general overview, and then we'll get more into the more detailed on how we actually do the provisional reading. So last fall, the state legislature passed Senate Bill 382, and it reduced the time we're allowed to process, do the provisional research from 10 days to 3 days. So it's going to be, they have to be counted by 5 p.m. the third business day after the election. So it's a significant reduction in time. And as you can see on the little chart on the right side of that page, it does fluctuate. So we're fine this election because it's municipal. We have 6 provisional ballots. But as you can see, you might remember we had 1,400 last year, and we had 10 days to process those, do all the research, which is very time intensive. So I just wanted to point that out and let you know that all summer long, myself and some of the staff here, we've been looking at the whole process, trying to find efficiencies so that we can continue to meet that deadline with the reduced days. So one thing we're going to need to do is kind of like the absentee team where they hire additional seasonal personnel. We're going to have to hire more staff. So we hired a few seasonal workers this time so we can test everything out, our training process, our research process. Even though it was only 6, we wanted to make sure we know what we were doing, and we're going to refine it each time we have an election so that we can get that deadline.
Excuse me, Nate, one question about that. It sounds like a great plan. Glad that's in place. I do wonder from Nagy and Kareen's point of view, what that means for the budget for next year and if that's been accounted for.
Yes, so we did run some numbers, and we me and Victoria made this little formula. And so we, looked at how many ballots we have divided by days and everything. And so Victoria and I have accounted for staff budget for next fiscal year. We're going to make that request because it is going to be, 10 to 20 people we're going to need to help us research those provisionals. So we are looking at that for next fiscal year.
Mr. Spire, Ms. Fox, when all is said and done with this, it would be very, very helpful to get a cost figure for each election, because what we're talking about is an unfunded mandate from the General Assembly, and I, for one, would like to send them the bill. I still fail to see the value added by this change.
It certainly becomes a talking point that we've got
You
a
bet.
list of those.
You bet.
One of the other key things we changed is, I think some of y'all have seen the old research checklist. It's not very intuitive, so a new worker wouldn't necessarily know where to go based off.
We have a copy of that in here.
Yes, that
There's not a copy, but I can hand you this one. So one thing we're going to do is we're not going to use that form because it delays the whole system. So when we're reviewing the process, we're going to still use all the information and points you have to check off, but we're going to use a new digital form. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with like a Microsoft form. So essentially it asks you one question at a time, and we basically used the same questions on that form, but we wanted to make it easier to use, faster to use. So instead of coming in here with 1,400 individual pieces of paper, the Microsoft form, as the provisional teams go through it and make the selections, it's all recorded in an Excel database. So it's quicker. We can, search for anything you're looking for, any voter you're looking for, and it'll also give you the confidence because you can see it all right there that we did the provisional research.
And you can't go through one page until you've completed that to the next. So the algorithm's
Yes.
probably set up to help
Correct. And so, there's so many
reduce the
variations.
errors. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. There's so many variations with why somebody would vote provisionally. So we worked really hard on getting the branching correct so that when our provisional teams go through, they're going, they're asking the right questions, they're checking the right systems. And it's much faster, and we tested it out. And just a shout out to Mary in the back. She was one of our provisional team workers that helped us this past week. So we do use a bipartisan team. So 2 members, bipartisan team, and they work together to do the research. So then I just wanted to point out on the final bullet there for deadlines and board meetings. So we didn't have the photo ID exemption board meeting that was scheduled for Wednesday because we didn't have any exemption forms sent in, which was great because people are bringing their IDs and there's no need for it. So I did want to let you know that since it's a 3-day window now to correct any deficiencies with maybe a photo ID, that we want to have that board meeting as soon as possible. So that's why we scheduled for the next day. There's even some guidance from the state that we could potentially even do it the night after polls close. They're pretty simple, and we can talk more later, but that would at least get it done that night, and then the next morning we can contact the voters if we need to correct. And then Deputy Director Fox mentioned that we didn't have anybody bring in any corrections by noon today, that deadline. So if there's any issues, voters have until noon, third business day after the election to bring, return with photo IDs, HAVA documents, the registration repair, project verification. Those individuals on that list would have to vote provisionally if they're still on and they haven't verified one of their ID numbers. So that would have been noon today, but we didn't need it. So then today we're having our current board meeting to look at provisionals at 1 p.m. and then we have to have everything counted at 5 p.m. That's that new Senate Bill 382 that changed that. So that's kind of the general overview. Any questions about that? All right, so now just to talk briefly, I know we've all kind of either been poll workers, or been board members, or have some experience with provisionals. But just so anybody listening or in the audience, if you don't understand a provisional, there's potentially something wrong with your registration. You might not be on the poll book. Maybe you registered after the deadline. Maybe you voted in the wrong precinct, so you wouldn't be on that poll book. Maybe you already voted and you're coming back again. Maybe you forgot. Whatever the reason is, we catch it pretty quickly, and that's why they're asked to vote provisionally. And we do the research, and that tells us what we need to know if they're eligible, all that good stuff. So when I say provisional research, what we're checking. So we're looking in Steams, we're looking at voter view to see if they're active, anything if they've been removed. We're looking at voter scan to see if their voter registration came in after the deadline and wasn't processed, or maybe it came in before the deadline, and that's a timely attempt to register. But there was some issue like a geocode, and the geocode's already locked, so it wasn't processed. So as long as they make a timely attempt to register, then we would, the numbered memos and the law tells us that we would count the provisional ballot. So we look at those systems. We also look at the statewide voter lookup tool to find them. We also look at the DMV website, and it tells us if they've attempted to register on the DMV website, because that's a common way to do it. And it tells us if what county, when they did it, all this information. So it's very labor intensive, and that's kind of the more detailed
Also here.
way of doing the provisional research. So any questions on that? Okay, great. So if you open your binders and you turn to the first page, we do this every year. It's not as exciting because there's only 6 provisional voters this year. So we just have one pie chart for you. But that top paragraph just goes over kind of what I just talked about, why somebody would vote provisionally, the research we do, the systems we look at. And so as you can see, we have 6 provisional ballots, and after research, our recommendation is to approve all 6 of them, but we're going to go through them one at a time because we have the time right now, but just keep in mind if we have 1,400 of them, we're going to have to kind of adjust. So 4 of them were what we have called unrecognized addresses, geocode issues. So each address in the geocode is associated with a voter, because residency is a big part of determining which contest you're eligible for. So why might they not be in the geocode? It could be a new build. So houses are always being built, and that address isn't in the system. So so these are, would fall into that category. When we looked it up, we can see in the GIS, the mapping system, and we had dead and confirm and things like that. If they're new addresses that just weren't in the geocode yet. So that's the most common reason we would, you'd be voting provisionally if it was an unrecognized address. The next one is incorrect precinct, and that's just the voter showed up to their incorrect precinct, the one they're not assigned to. So as long as they get the correct ballot style, not every precinct has every ballot style on hand. So for a bigger election, we get more of these, and there's more precincts that people could accidentally go to the wrong one. But for this one, pretty small election, we only had one, so that's good. But as long as they vote the correct ballot style, which has all the contests they're eligible for, then we approve it. If there was the incorrect ballot style and they had some eligible contests, some ineligible contests, we would duplicate it and add just the eligible ones, and that'd be a partial approval. But that's not the case here. And then the last one, we had one that was flagged for already voted. Our research indicates that they hadn't already voted. It was more of a poll worker error, and I'll explain that as I present that one to you and go over that. But we checked that one. We checked for voter history, nothing about them absentee voting or voting early. So we'll get into that one in just a minute. Any questions? Okay, so let's move into the actual review of the provisional ballots. So what I'm going to do is the first two I have for you are two. It's a couple. They live at the same residence. It was a geocode error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give one each pair of you and let you review it. And then on the envelope, there is, after you've looked at it and you agree with the recommendation for approval, there's a spot to initial. So last year, former Chair Quinn delegated the authority for all board members to initial after they reviewed. So Chair Weiner, are you okay with that too?
Yes, I am.
Just wanted to cover that. So these are the first two. So on the front, you're going to see the provisional application. I'll let you kind of look through that. So what?
Geocode the address. It's just state of Sussex.
Good question. No, because it's
Mhm.
move that term around and it's never.
Can you explain the geocode to us, please?
Yeah. So these two, this was a new build. So
Nate, do you still have your mic on?
Do.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I heard the question about the geocode and then I didn't hear Nate's response.
oh, I was just getting into it, so I don't think you
Sorry.
missed.
Okay.
I'll start at the beginning. Yeah, so to prevent people registering to vote just anywhere that might not be an actual residence or a dwelling, or we add in the actual addresses. So a lot of are already established. They're the houses have been there decades. But anytime there's a new build, like a new apartment building, a new house that's built on an empty lot, and somebody wants to register at that address, we go into the geocode and add that address so that somebody could register to that address. And so it's just one of the kind of security features where we make sure to add any new addresses in the geocode. It's kind of
Is satellite based or how's it based? The
yeah,
geo-
satellite based.
Okay.
Maybe Devin, he actually adds the addresses in the geocode, so maybe we'll
Okay.
have a better quick view of this location.
Now, I'm really glad that Courtney asked this question because we throw that term around like we all know what it means. And I honestly don't know. Is it latitude, longitude? I mean, what the heck is it? And not to make this too difficult, but I was dealing with something last week. A voter who resides in Cambler, and voter history shows that that voter has voted regularly since 1992. And when you look up that voter's record, it doesn't have any jurisdictions because the geocode, there's a geocode issue.
Geocode, because they didn't have a valid
Good,
address.
good.
Glenda, can you hear?
No.
Can you hear me?
Apparently not.
Not, no.
Linda,
Can you
Can't
hear?
I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Can you, Deb? Okay.
In that instance, Jake, I was auditing that street in the geocode. It's a table. It's a non-spatial database that holds the information for jurisdictions for residences within the county that is compared to a spatial database to verify address points. I'm making sense so far.
No.
Actually, I think everything's just kind of going zing.
It's a technology issue thing.
Well, and you're using different data files that I'm guessing have different sources. And so one of they're focused on two different things that are similar but different.
In the instance that you're talking about, Jake, that address was not in the county's like geospatial database. So
Right.
if somebody called for 911 services
Yeah.
from that residence, they would not have a point to direct them to.
And the reason they don't?
I'm not.
Yeah.
That's
Never been
outside
added
this
this
Hadn't
department.
been
That,
added.
that's the issue. Now, this is a person who, if I understand it correctly, resided at that same address since 1992, has voted regularly.
And
but
isn't on the map.
There are advances that occur in data files
Mhm.
that might not keep up with, our reality here in elections. And it's just a matter of getting everything coordinated and up to date, current.
So
I'm sorry.
I sent those voters a letter and a map of the area asking them like, hey, we can't find your address. Will you please update us? Circle on the map, whatever, And sure enough, they sent it back. They circled the map, contacted people in planning, had that address added. So now they have an E91 address.
It's an application on the cable that we use. Who else uses this? The geocode.
The geocode.
Anybody
is
else?
Each county has their own. It is
Okay.
just a table with ranges of addresses, street names, and outside of that has all the jurisdiction information. And when there is a new address, one that's not within the range that's already there in this table, it has to be gone and added annually. We have reports that are run. We have certificate of occupancy reports. And in this case, it just happened that it was after were done touching the geocode. Because I'm not trying to overstate the importance of part of my job here, but the geocode is the foundation for everything else that we build on, because that's how everybody gets ballot styles. That's how, people are eligible to run in certain districts.
Thank you. Thank you, Devin, for that
I can
explanation.
go on.
So you could.
Thanks, Devin.
Maybe we can come to your office one day and you can show us how it works. Okay. All right.
are we prepared to open these?
So let's 1 second before we open. If you're satisfied with it and you approve our recommendation, you could go ahead and initial in that corner. The backside, sorry. Bottom corner.
And that's what.
We'll have to decide if it's
No.
fully, we'll have to do the checkbox after we open it.
Yes.
Her name before. He's come out.
Because we won't know until we.
Are we good now?
So on the,
We know what we issued them. Yeah.
yeah, so we, they were issued the, correct style, and that's what we look up to.
Yeah.
And so on this side, we see. Style
Yeah,
of
he does.
That-
Okay.
That's correct.
She, it just did not show
Fully.
a full,
Exactly.
which
So I
rank.
tapped it
Because
down.
I had read.
Sorry.
I remember these.
So no, this isn't gonna happen.
Okay.
because now you've got
Belinda
this person
Rogers.
property to your parents.
You wanna go and sign these things?
Oh.
Well,
It's legal. If we
yeah.
need to look at it too. All of us need to see it.
So just so you know, well,
It wasn't Linda's fault. It was just the geocode did
Correct.
not,
That's
did not show her.
And how does it?
No, okay.
and so in this case, because the ballots are so small, they're so little on it,
Okay.
every single one of these six is recommended for Boone County.
All yours? All yours? It's all Bree's.
And it's all future. All those who have your friends. Someone is gonna vote out of precinct. It's not gonna use the right ballot style. Your vote for Senate. It'll count, because that's the same thing. Yeah. Chances are they're both more. Won't count, so probably. Precinct. So a lot of times, these half of the vote approved. I can't remember. Those people aren't registered.
She understands.
Okay.
This time,
Apply in this case.
all being fully approved, so it's.
Okay.
Next year, it'll be plenty of portions.
So we don't.
Oh, I don't want to be that guy. I've been that guy.
Slice the top of the ballot off wouldn't be good.
Slice. That ballot. But we're gonna have. That means is. Some of these numbers are gonna change.
Certainly.
Adding a few more ballots.
Okay.
It's good.
Friday, we'll have. the whole thing.
All right.
All right, I'll take these back to Bria so she can tabulate it.
Thank you.
That is the actual ballot. We know.
Yeah, that slip or that. Things like the grocery stores.
Right.
That's the express vote.
I have
Okay.
some others.
Quite the education, isn't it?
Right.
But it's just so nice doing it with 6 provisional.
Oh, my
ballots
God,
rather than
yes.
600.
Yeah, your eyes would be like this.
Oh, they'll get there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be busy next year.
Well,
Courtney.
think about the staff who have to go through all
Oh,
I
that.
know.
And that's why.
I mean,
we're
it's
so grateful
just
to have-
multiples,
Well,
hundreds of
and there's
thousands.
gonna be so much pressure to get so much more done in a narrow space of time. And we're
Yeah.
gonna have to bring more.
We're ready, Jay.
All right, so the next two are another couple with a geocode issue, so very similar to the first one.
Voter. Yeah, but they found it.
How do you know they found it? Clears in North
Yeah,
Carolina.
because.
Right, precinct verified. Okay. All styles were verified.
And once.
DMV checked. Mhm.
Exact location. Make sure they're in the right municipality. So this is just really good.
Yes, did.
What's wrong with?
Cheer.
Curious to see what the other two are, because they're not geocode. These are the easy
Series
ones.
of envelopes.
Just curious about something.
Yes.
This box wasn't on the other one.
Oh, yeah. Let me just point out, so the first two you did were from early voting, and these are from election day, and the envelopes
Okay.
are slightly varied. It's all
That's fine.
same information.
Why are they slightly varied?
We
Yeah.
just had old
Old
stock.
ones. I wondered about that.
One of those envelopes has a ballot style box next to the chairs.
Yes.
And the one doesn't.
Right.
But they're the same.
There's, yeah.
Yeah, we were just curious as to why.
Yep. We
Using
don't
up the
wanna
old
throw out
stock.
paper we don't need. Yes. What we want.
Okay.
They said the restrictions.
It's not under.
Everything looks good.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
This is good. This is good.
Okay.
Let her fly.
Still.
Wasn't all of this in advance?
Did we see that?
Oh, man. Just so
Do we
you know,
know?
Are
why
we
this is
signing this?
Signed by.
signed it right there.
Okay, good.
Earlier this week, the State Board of Elections sent out an
This is
email.
part of the.
It's printed on there. I mean, that's the
And
question.
it gave
Is it a
county by
standard or is
county
it-
Mm-hmm.
how many
So, yeah,
provisional
we
ballots
asked
there
for
were. So when I came in
signatures,
today, I
so-
knew we were gonna look at 6 because they really.
Was on there for when he was
Okay.
chair, so.
They-
So it's
not-
always up there.
Yeah, the chair's always.
Know how
Yep.
they still got it there.
Or you can do what you want with the instructions.
60.
There you go.
6. It might influence the outcome of an
Absolutely.
election.
Thank you, Nick.
But with it being so low.
Recycling may change. 2 more to go.
Some people
And
need
they
to
can
use
back
it.
the Berea.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I'm looking for it in here. Not finding it.
You know, they'll split them up.
Mhm.
Talk about one.
One incorrect precinct and one voter already voted.
Yeah.
All right, the next
Correct.
one is our
Precinct.
out of our incorrect precinct, voter.
Oh, really?
So this voter, he went to the wrong precinct, but he got the correct ballot style. And I'll get that one too long.
Okay. Correct or incorrect? Which one did you?
He got the correct ballot style. Unfortunately, we didn't have very many different ones.
But it was a different precinct.
So
Out.
And it
we
was,
get to count the whole ballot this way.
Right.
Now, if he voted in the wrong precinct, let's say that precinct only had ballots for the
Yeah.
Woodfin race,
Right.
but he was eligible for Weaverville,
Mm-hmm.
then it ends up that nothing.
they
else
just
is
check
counted.
and make sure you have that.
Mm-hmm.
But he was lucky. He went to the wrong place, but it still counted.
Okay.
Doesn't always happen that way. And some of these folks say, you know, they go into
It's at 7.
it's
Right,
on
that's what I
election
was
day.
making sure.
And the
Okay.
person who's
That's what
checking,
they said.
this is not polling. Your polling
Talking to her,
place is
telling
such
her
and
what's
such.
going on and showing.
And folks will say, oh, I don't have to tell you.
Mhm.
You'll see that happen.
Balance time.
Yeah, next year.
It's so amazing during our early voting, they can throw up.
That's
I think that's pretty amazing that they have that technology.
yeah, it
Set up.
used to be that every early voting location had stacks of every single ballot stop.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Then we moved to a system where we actually printed the ballot, the big
Out
thing,
right there.
right there.
Mhm.
And then those things started to break. That's when we got express vote for all the early voting.
Okay.
That was only like,
2?
yeah, very, very recent.
Yeah.
All right, for our last one, make things even. This is our voter that voted,
Okay.
the poll worker selected voter already voted, but when we did our research, we didn't see any voter history, so they didn't vote absentee, they didn't vote early. And it was a poll worker error, which I can
Yeah.
kind of give you some more detail if you would like.
Okay.
But that happens too.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites is he goes in and they say, I'm John Doe, I'm here to vote. Who got your You already voted.
Mhm.
So it says, that's not me, that's my dad.
Mhm.
Senior, junior.
I've heard issues though, going to the vote, and somebody had already voted for it.
Yeah, but I'm going
Because they were told they already voted,
We,
and they wouldn't let them vote.
oh, they,
And they
they,
had not
well,
voted.
you can vote a provisional ballot. You can always vote a provisional ballot. And I know what you're talking about. The ones that we've seen, somebody like pretending to be somebody else.
Right.
It was truly a case of mistaken identity. And the biggest problem is with senior, junior,
Yeah,
third,
I-
fourth.
I can understand that,
It's like,
because it is very.
I didn't vote yet. What do you want? People get upset.
Mhm.
eventually wash off.
These guys do the research. Junior, dad had already
Well,
voted,
men
and the
need-
poll worker did it wrong.
Men get very casual about using their junior, their second, their third, you know, they just,
I tend to
and you don't use it.
senior.
Well, for
junior,
voting you do,
yeah,
for voter
but
registration.
senior, junior.
Make a dog eat it.
Well, I'm
It's
the
probably a
only
bug.
Mhm. Yeah,
Except for my county ID.
you thought it was challenging.
My county ID is just
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Really?
John Joseph, the third.
Challenging.
Anyway, this one's good because of it's unique. Okay. We're good. Well, let's open it. Approve. Style. Linda signed it.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Linda.
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Spire.
Right. Maybe put it in. this one.
Oh, you got a couple more. We need to do that.
Let it get good. So the staff.
Do this, and I saw those cases where. Senior,
Oh, yeah.
The die is-
I'm trying to vote right. I'm trying to vote wise.
Just do it right here. Do you,
Was it your-
those, you can do it during the winter.
I did. It's just poll worker error.
At that point, I didn't ask them, I should have asked them if they had bid by provisional ballot, and I
Ready?
didn't even think about it.
Okay,
And that's
Okay.
the last of the six.
Thank you.
so we,
We need a motion.
yes, we need a mo.
Yes.
I would like to move that we approve the 6 provisional ballots that were presented to us by staff. To approve in full all 6 of the ballots presented by staff.
I have one document for you all to sign.
I second it.
Second.
Jake did say fully approved, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
All right,
There's a second.
thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Nate, thank you. Staff, thank you.
We have one more thing to sign.
Hey, Sailor Jones, it's good to see you tuning in today.
She missed that.
No, I see
Oh, see
Sailor
that.
on the TV.
He's talking to somebody else's.
That we have someone participating virtually.
And Corinne is there.
Marie's online too. Yeah. Not sure why she didn't turn on her camera. It's the list, yeah,
Okay, buddy, thanks.
the list of provisional that they all approved fully. Fully. Okay, now what? Too.
Hey, Mitzi, can I call you like that?
Do you have a big file at home that
Yes,
you
ma'am.
keep on all of this?
I wish it were organized. Had a few boxes of stuff.
Well, I've already started getting files collected, and I'm gonna have to get a box.
Didn't take long.
Oh,
It doesn't.
okay, thank you very much, Devin. Well done.
Thank you.
That is all I have. Thank you.
All right, yay. Thank you, Nate.
Neggy, will Devin handle the ballot challenges?
Yes, so up next is Devin. We're gonna switch microphones and get him situated to review the voter challenge process with y'all.
Hello again. Glenda, can you hear me?
Devin, can you turn your mic up just a little bit?
With that?
Doesn't sound-
All right, I'm holding it.
That's better, thank you.
So, I'm here to talk to you all about board-initiated challenges for absentee or early voting ballots. I don't actually have any. So that's some good news. There have been none that have shown up for any that need to be. But that is not going to always be the case. I think last year we had something like 107, not 100, it's like 70 challenges and 100 from same day registration verification. So we had a lot then. And I wanted to get started by, well, we're going to talk about the overall process, let you all come up with some questions if you have any. And yeah, start with the general timeline for board initiated challenges. These are just for absentee by mail and early voting. The deadline to enter a challenge would be by 5 p.m. on the 5th business day after election day, which this year is Wednesday, next Wednesday, because of Veterans Day. And it was the same case last year where we had an extra day. And both of these processes are pretty much identical except for the starting process of absentee by mail. And the beginning process for challenging an absentee by mail ballot is by disapproving their application at an absentee meeting. That has to be done before a challenge can be entered on the ballot. For early voting, if something comes up like a voter unfortunately passes away or they appear on a felon list, there's no application to disapprove because early voting is now similar to election day where it's like an authorization to vote form. So those can be initiated in the challenge process as soon as they're known about at a meeting. So for both of these, after the challenge is entered, the voter must be notified. And I believe on the last 2 pages of that numbered memo, the 2022-05 as an example of the challenge forms. They're very much like the forms that you've seen at meetings that we've had recently, where a member of the public has instituted registration challenges. The number of memo states that we must send those by first class mail. We overnight those because we wanted to get there as soon as possible. And if it is a challenge that must be initiated because the voter received early voting in incorrect ballot style or something like that, then we will, if we have it available, we will call or email them as well to try to get them to come back. If it's before election day, let them know what ballot style they need to get, and then they can vote provisionally at an early voting site or on election day. But that ballot that they submitted originally still has to be challenged and disapproved. If they elect to not come back on an incorrect ballot style, then what would happen is any races they're not eligible for would be deducted on canvas. So if it was like they're in the wrong county commissioner district, they got that, you know, like they're in 2, but they got 1 for 2, but they really live in 1, then all of the state and federal level races, you know, would count that are above that, but not the county commissioner one. That wouldn't be deducted. Let's see. all of these challenge hearings, must be held on Canvas, Canvas Day. All the notification is sent out, and then voters are invited to come if, you know, they want to be part of the hearing. We actually had that last year where somebody appeared on our, the felon list, and it turns out that they were not a felon.
Mhm.
So they came and showed proof of it.
Yeah, remember that.
That was a very happy moment.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Yeah, so glad that that voter came.
Amen.
Yeah. So after the challenge hearings on Canvas, which are similar to the hearings you've already held for registration, like as I said, there are things called manual edits that need to happen.
Mhm.
And for instance, like there's small tallies would have to be taken of the races to not be included. And those tallies, we have to go to the election management computer and manually deduct those by race. And if it's a whole ballot along with all the races has to be deducted. It's not just a simple one and done thing. It takes several minutes to do one of these. And in last year, me and Brias started doing the manual edits on the day before Canvas because we had so many. We started at 10 a.m. and we did not finish until after 2 a.m.
Mm.
We weren't done
Oh, goodness.
because we still had to do some stuff the next day. Like the individual that showed proof that he was no longer serving a felony conviction that had to be added back, that kind of thing. And then this is where I want to state that the numbered memo says that all of this has to be tallied at Canvas. And I want y'all to know that's not feasible.
Yeah.
Sometimes that it needs to be done, but Canvas doesn't last days and days. It needs to be done before Canvas. In which manual edit logs are produced after this process and presented, and then all of this information is also ready for will be available for review, and lost my train of thought. Yeah, actually that was it. And the same day registration failed verifications are included in that manual edit process. So many.
Yeah, I thought it took both cards being undeliverable for us to kick them out. This says that it's only one. We send the first verification card, and if it's returned to us being undeliverable before Canvas, we don't count it.
As long as it's received 2 days before Canvas.
Yeah. Wow.
But for those as well, send out that cure letter, overnight it. And allow the voter to come in and either produce half a document with the same address the day before, or come in and present their case to you all on campus. They do not have to.
What are you alluding to? Where are you?
Oh, I'm looking
7, I
at
think.
paragraph 7 in numbered memo 2020-05. What if a voter same day registers at an early voting site and the first voter card sent is returned as undeliverable? And then if you read the text that follows that question, you'll see that
Lost.
Page 7.
it's page 7. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
It's the third thing down, number
Okay,
7
I'm
on
with you now.
page 7. I
First voter card is returned.
Yeah, I thought that there'd been a decision that you had to have both, you had to let both voter cards go for due process, but I guess I was mistaken.
I'm referencing something from 2023-05. On the
Yeah.
same day.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
This is 2022-05. He's referencing something.
Yeah,
But it was revised.
There was an update on that one,
Yes.
Thank you.
2023-05.
Okay.
On that update,
Oh, I see. I see.
it would have said
That.
That one versus.
What did the update say?
Your updates, Beth.
The 2023-05.
Uh-huh.
Yes. On the same day registration, early voting site.
If the verification card is returned, or the close of business 2 days before county canvas, scan it at the seams, with it seems to be contradicting itself.
We might want to look at getting some,
If it's,
might want to get some state board confirmation because they're currently updating some of these numbered memos.
yeah,
And that's part of what they're trying to do is the ones that contradict each other. So,
this was incredibly confusing last year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So where are we with trying to work on the figuring out?
but we don't have any to do
To do this go
this
around, but
But
we
we can-
need to clarify.
But we
We-
just have to get it all straight in our heads by
Before the
Right.
next year.
Before,
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
was
totally.
gonna say we don't have any for this cycle.
but just on our,
Nope.
No, but it's good
list.
to know we might need to double check this procedure.
Yes.
yeah, because in this numbered memo, it says that the market as denied with reason SDR verification failed, and then the next breath it says undeliverable or staff follow these steps using the undeliverable SDR resolution screen. That's where it says initiate a cure process. Below that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
thought,
was at one of the most recent state board meetings.
I think if there's enough time, we should be able
Looking
to cure
over
it
All the
Yeah.
numbered memos, and they're going to be
if it's too late.
consolidating or updating the ones they have, and then they're going to be looking at that whole process. So hopefully we'll get some new
Guidance,
soon.
revised guidance, yeah. Mhm.
But anything, if the failed SDR verification, if it comes in the day before Canvas or later, that is, we have to just accept it.
Right, understood.
That's clear.
that didn't change.
I didn't change, that's right.
Well, because at that point, we've already certified the election.
It is what it is, yep. Okay.
Do we have any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
And
Devin.
we'll- Before I do have the 6 scanned ballots that were processed today, provisionals. Bria scanned these, they were all accepted. And so now they've been placed in the, like we do for absentee, in their own envelope with a seal for you all to sign, confirming the number and then that they're in here. So I'm gonna, yep, like no flash drive.
One other question. So I
Pass
know
this down.
these are gonna change the numbers on this printout, so we'll see that at Canvas
Correct.
and you'll show us that difference then.
Right.
Okay.
Yes,
you.
so on Canvas, we will show you the official results, how it changed with these 6 added to
With the
it.
board?
Huh?
With our board?
Of course,
Good.
of course. And lots of, you'll see lots of reports, you'll see the tapes results, you'll see
I
the,
meant the board, the eraser board.
the eraser board.
Ah,
Oh,
I
I
want
don't.
that
it's-
eraser board.
I can ask Bria.
Sally wants the score.
I want the scoreboard, yeah.
Also now have these fancy television screens all over the room. Digital board.
Okay. Now look at this board. Okay. We're very analog here. Okay? We're not as digital as y'all. Okay.
Some of us are.
I'm flexible. I can learn the new system.
The rest.
So Negi, while the board is signing the
Signing?
envelope,
Uh,
just for my clarification for next meeting dates, Monday is the sample audit.
10 a.m.
We do not need the meeting on Wednesday for challenges, so there will be no meeting on Wednesday. And then Canvas is on Friday.
Oh, wait,
We got to be
You could,
Thursday.
you could have some challenges before then.
Still actively checking the list for people who have passed away, Linda. And we may need to have the meeting on Wednesday. But
So we're still checking because we
Okay,
still could get some. And so we may still need the meeting for Wednesday.
okay, so for purposes of today, the next meeting is Monday at 10 a.m. at 35 Woodfin for the sample audit.
Correct.
And then
Do
we
that
will
there.
determine and be notified, Negi, if the meeting
Yes.
is necessary for Wednesday.
Yes, that is correct. We will
Okay.
let you all know if that Wednesday meeting is in fact needed.
What
Okay.
time is the Wednesday meeting?
That is a
3:30?
3:30? 3:30.
30.
Thursdays is 5:30 and then Friday is 11 o'clock.
I was gonna say
11 a.m.
canvas is at 11 o'clock.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. So that's take
So-
care of that.
With,
Sally,
sure.
and Negi, since I'm not signing and sealing, is Sally able to seal the envelope?
She sure is. Yep, she sure
Would you
can.
please, Sally?
She's
Will.
signing now and she'll seal it.
Okay.
This is all right. Okay. So we'll put those ballots in the fireproof safes in the room off of the board for safekeeping.
All right, and
Okay,
Negi, do you have further business that you need for us to know or share?
I do not.
Board,
good.
any further business from the board? Hearing none, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
So moved. The meeting is adjourned.